Bonjour, we're not in Portland anymore. We're in elsewhere. Some of you may recognise it. I'm a silhouette. Yeah. Let's see how we got here. I suppose I should probably tell you why the hell I'm going on a boat to wherever I ended up, which you'll find out. Also, I'm not on my boat. This is Dan's boat again. He said I can basically use it for an office because I can both sit down and stand up, which is a bonus. So, quality time training, which is who I was supposed to be going across the channel with last time on Panther, and unfortunately we had engine trouble. They do courses, and one of the courses is the Coastal Skipper. So a chap was on the Coastal Skipper, and there was only him and Andy on the boat, so they said, do you fancy coming along as crew? So I said, do I want to go on a boat across the channel and around the Channel Islands, etc.? Yeah, I do, don't I? Yeah, I think I do. So I did that, and then when I got into the classroom, I walked in and this gentleman's sitting there, and I'm like, I know you from somewhere. And he turned around to me and says, I know you from somewhere. Anyway, it turns out that it's Mark. Mark has a YouTube channel called Sailing Weymouth to the World. I actually watched some of his videos. And he was like, oh, and I was like, oh, I have a YouTube channel as well. BumblingSailor was like, oh, I've watched some of your videos. So that's that. So yeah. So Mark was booked on the course to sort of use it as a stepping stone towards doing his Yachtmaster Ocean. I hope I'm not spoiling anything by saying that. So he was doing all the passage planning and stuff like that, and I was just sat over his shoulder trying to learn stuff off him and off Andy. So yeah, that's how I ended up where we ended up. Cool. Let's go. So here we go, off down the pontoons. There's Mark looking cool in his shades. And that's Andy on the left hand side there, who's our instructor for the week. And this is Zara. She's a Juno Sun Odyssey 37 2012 or 14 or something. She's pretty, I like her. So now, what I did was, anytime we set off somewhere or came back into somewhere, I set the 360 up to get us like coming in and docking and stuff like that. So this is us just sort of getting ready to leave, and Andy's calling up, it was Hayden actually on the radio, which is why we all ended up laughing, because he's funny, to go and get some fuel and stuff. So I set up the 360 camera everywhere we went. Unfortunately, what happened was I set up the 360 camera. We do go through what we're going to do, how we're going to get off the dock, a bit of talking about safety and stuff like that. And then the camera dies just at the moment we were about to leave the dock. And it's partially because I'm rubbish, but I think there is actually a problem with it. I don't know. So we get to see Mark's napper for a minute while we're faffing about with lines, and then yeah, she just dies. So one common theme on this video actually is going to be me talking over it, because you know I'm scared of talking to a camera when people are around. There were people around all the time, practically all the time, and I know like Mark does YouTube, so he doesn't care if I'm stood there talking to a camera, and Andy's absolutely spot on, he doesn't care either way, but I was still cripplingly too shy to do it. So yeah, it's just going to be me talking nonsense over a camera. I was relying on the 360 footage of us getting out. It doesn't exist, so here's us out. Here we are, out and about. That's forwards, that is. That's where the pointy end is. And then I think in a moment we might even see, I don't know, backwards possibly? That's where the not pointy end is, apparently. It was actually quite rough. I know it looks flat on here. And so the sea state, I always say like, oh, it's 3 metres because the waves are 3 metres from trough to bow. Oh look, there's the Jurassic coast that we're leaving behind. 3 meters from the trough to the peak, but apparently that's a 1.5 meter sea state because you only measure from like sea level to the peak of the wave. So I've been saying that wrong for ages. So this is about 1.5 meters. So the boat movement is actually 3 meters because you go from the trough to the peak, but it's a 1.5 meter sea. 18 point odd knots of wind there. That's true wind. I'm doing 5 point odd knots at this moment. I'm trying to stand up because I'm fat and not good at walking around the boat. I got better as the week went on. It's all just experience and stuff. There's Andy and Mark. Yes. Oh, hang on a minute. I should probably tell you where we're actually going, shouldn't I? What we're doing. So we're going from Portland. We worked out a course to steer to a point just south of the off Casquette's TSS. Hopefully you're seeing pictures of charts now and that makes sense to you. And then when we get to there, we're making a decision as to whether we go to St. Peter Port or Alderney. St. Peter Port, there's an area called Little Russell, which you need to go down, which is extremely tidal. So you need to hit it at either high water or low water Dover in order to get down so the tide is with you. And then there's a sill on the marina. So we need to get there by a specific time. And once we got to the TSS, we worked out that time and we couldn't make it, basically, or it was tight. So we started off to our backup, which was Alderney. Hopefully I've shown you all that and we can carry on. Okie dokie, more sea. I don't know what I'm supposed to film because basically I'm just filming water and a boat on it, and that's what happened for 12 hours. There's Andy and Mark. Mark, you're recording me, goddamn you. Yeah, it was quite sporty. If I was in my little boat, I'd be wet because my boat's a submarine with sails. But it was cool. There's Mark haphazardly running to the bow because we saw dolphins. Yes, I know they're not really dolphins. I misnamed them on porpoise. That's terrible. It's probably the worst pun I've ever made, and I've made some shocking puns. You know what I'm like at filming stuff. We might see one, possibly. There's one. We did see other more better ones on another day, so tune in next week to see if you can see a porpoisey dolphin thing. But you know what my camera works like. You're probably not going to see them very well then either. So, you know, if you're looking forward to it, I'm sorry for disappointing you. Goes on a bit this clip, doesn't it? It's just basically a picture of the sea. I don't even know if there's another dolphin. More sea. There's a lot of sea in the channel. More sea. It's a very cool sunsetty thing. Sun going down. What are they called again? Here we go. We're starting entering the northernmost shipping channel, which is west to east, just at sunset, which is why it's so yellow and cool. That ship's a lot closer than it looks. These cameras are no good for showing perspective, but okay. Oh, ain't that pretty, eh? That's a professional camera job, that.
It's not bad, is it?
You're right, it's not bad. Funny face. And the sun is gone. And the most important thing about this bit is what this idiot on screen is going to say next.
What can't we see, Mark?
Oh, well, we can't see land anymore.
I'm doing an offshore thing! I was the idiot on screen, by the way, not Mark. So this is like a shot capturing me just sat there looking out over the sea. Like, oh, it's intimate, you know. It's like I didn't actually just set the camera up and start looking around like an idiot. This is me filming at night, so this went well. I think that white thing up there might be a star. That's, oh God, a ghostly apparition in the night. That's a thing. And my face. So due to the nature of there being zero light, because it's night, and light being a key thing in the operation of cameras, there's no footage of me getting into us getting into Alderney. So I'll show you on the chart, which is on my computer, and I can't be bothered screen recording it, so I'm just going to try and do it with this camera, and it'll probably look rubbish, and I'll probably redo this. We'll see. Here. So we came approximately down this line, and you can tell if you're in the safe because of this here. See that arc up there? So if you see in white as you come in, you know you're alright. If you're coming in and you see red, you know you're going to bash into these here, and you don't want to bash into these. So we came in, and then it was a matter of picking up the transit on these lights up here, dink and dink. The problem was we were also looking for this light that marks the end of the breakwater, and it's just barely visible. They had all other work lights or something in this area, and you just couldn't make that out. So we were sort of not panicking. We were like, Christ, we could really do with seeing where the end of the breakwater is, because it's pitch black now. Anyway, came in and we picked up these the transits and came in. Now down this side here are all mooring buoys, and we sort of came in. Bear in mind this is pitch black, and we're scooting along here looking for an empty buoy, and there aren't any. So we spun around and we basically came out over here somewhere and just anchored. Dropped the anchor in the dark and spent the night there. By which time it was 2:30 AM and we were very tired. As you will see in this following clip via the magic of editing. Did that work?
Hi. Day one in the Big Brother house. I forgot my sleeping bag on my pillow. It's 2:30 in the morning, I don't care. I'm in my cabin. Interesting arrival. Scary. I don't want to arrive places by night anymore, ever again in my entire life. It was petrifying. I'm glad somebody else was in charge. Yeah. Loads of shooting stars and stuff. It was actually really good. I've popped my channel cherry, which is fun. Yeah. Talk tomorrow. Hasta mañana.
And that's the end of that. I'm still knackered. I got back as I'm filming this last night and I actually had 2 pints. 2.5 pints. I couldn't drink the other half of the other one. It sat on the table for an hour. I just got in bed, exhausted. Yeah, that's the end for this week. I've lost this, haven't I? Stick with it. Brain, no working brain functions. Yeah, that's the end for this week. Next week we travel from Alderney, which is what you just saw, down to St Helier in Jersey, which was a cool little town. Yeah, we went to St Helier, and it was cool. The marina's crap. It was horrible. We had to get into this like space. We've got a 37-foot boat. I bet the space was 40 feet at most. And Mark was on the helm, so we'll see how that went. I've actually got that on 360 footage, so that'll be cool. That'll be next week. Mark's gonna do a video of this as well on his channel, so go and check his channel out. I'll leave a link in the description and the comments and stuff like that, all that usual nonsense. Yeah, come back next week if you want to see more of an inept man try and make videos to make a living. Bye.